Okay, so this little reminder is about how we relate to our fates meaning adverse situations or what we might call karmic situation. But this in particular is for those adverse situations that seem to be lingering. It's like a legal battle or fight with a neighbor, fight, whatever, things that are a little bit more than stubbing your toe. So I'm just going to read my notes here because this has come up so many times. This is coming from Hexagram 49, Gene Key 49, which is about reaction, revolution, and rebirth. And in the hexagram, it's renewal, revolution, and ending of fate. How can we end the fates that seem to be dragging on? So first of all, a fate, like I said, is adverse events or situations. A fate, these situations are created by harboring thoughts and ideas that are in conflict with cosmic harmony. Of course, you would know that. Remember, this is just a reminder. The purpose of these adverse situations is to bring you back to openness and humility, but not into guilt. Maybe a little bit of regret. Okay, I regret my actions, but then let it go. And if you need to do some forgiveness, that's fine. But universe does not require you to forgive yourself. The regret is enough. But if you're still feeling guilty and blaming yourself, then that's going to keep the fate going. So it's just to bring you back to openness and humility so that, you can call on the helpers. We'll get to that in a second. And the strength and length of the fate is equal to the level of ego arrogance and ego ignorance. So you can kind of tell by what's happening, how big it is, and how long it's been lasting, that you are keeping it alive by the ego being arrogant or ignorant about the role that you have played in this situation. Let me see. Fates or adverse situations end by three ways. By the person burning out and by them hitting rock bottom. That's the word I was like, you've hit, you can't do this anymore. You've hit rock bottom. And now finally the universe says, yeah, we got you. We got you back on your knees into humility and openness, right? So you burn out. Or secondly, the fate ends when the determined universal length of time, it just burns out, but you still haven't learned the lesson and it will probably show up again. So these are repeating fates that keep showing up for you because each one has like a particular length and intensity. And the third way is obviously you start taking responsibility. Fates continue and taking responsibility, then go back to making changes and transformations. That's when you invite the helpers. Show me what I have done to create this. I need transformation. And then you let it go, right? You declare, okay, declare your yes and no. The situation is no longer, I don't know what to do with it. Please show me. And then let go. Now you have invited whole transformation for the whole situation to be moved. Okay. What else did I want to say? Relating incorrectly to an adverse situation. And we all love to say this, but these are things that keep the thing going is when we go, oh yeah, we relate to it incorrectly in three different ways where we say things like, oh, it's my karma. It's written in the stars. That's the moon is in this position. These are all the mind not taking responsibility and blaming it. That's the second. We blame it on something else. We blame it on the stars. oh, it's from my past life, it's just what I have to deal with. When internally you're the one keeping it alive by your false beliefs and your arrogance to not look at how you've created this. Doesn't matter if you've created it's a samskara and it's come with you into this life. It's there so that you can release the internal false beliefs and thoughts that are creating it. And the third way of, and a lot of us do this, the third way that we keep a fate alive is through fighting through it. Okay, I'm in this legal battle. I'm fighting with the neighbor. I'm going to keep at it, right? We just keep it going. Okay, I know you all know this. So I'm just reminding you in case there's a situation out there that like you're just tired of dealing with. Well, it's time to get humble and to be open and to give it over to the universe, as long as you're willing to look inside and take responsibility of your role without guilt, without blaming yourself, self-judgment, or the other person or anything else. Just like, okay, I did my part. I do have regret. I sincerely have some regret, but please help us out of this. And you will be amazed that your helpers love to hear that, and they start going off doing their thing. And then, of course, from the other video, do not look for results, because every time you look, okay, it's not working. You're only 1 day in, 3 days in. Jesus, give it an opportunity. And that's one thing. It takes the beginning of transformations at the subtle level. And we're talking about the helpers, the elementals, the devas, that all are thought form and other beings. They need at minimum 3 days to begin the transformation in the subtle realm, right? And we have all these different realms that it has to come through. So give it time. Okay, all for now. Bye.